Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of the 10th Doctors, and as you can see we have two customs here today, but there's a very good reason for this, because the custom we're going to look at today is this one. This is version 2 of my Exterminated 10th Doctor from the Stolen Earth Journey's End regeneration. This is version 1. Now version 1 was based on an unreleased figure which was a prototype but never produced, which had this sort of look of the 10th Doctor with the sort of slightly inverted colour scheme that showed his bones and stuff underneath, as if he'd just been shot by a Dalek. It was a brilliant figure. Certainly one I would have loved to have seen made, but it never did get made. But at the time I made that one, I thought, and a few people suggested, using a transparent holographic 10th Doctor to redo that figure and do a second version so he actually was slightly transparent, and this is the finished product as you can see here. So as you can see, I've painted obviously half of him, which has worked out quite well because the pinstriping on the suit underneath has actually shone through the brown colouring of the suit. It's come out very well. And then the actual this side, obviously I've painted on all of his bones and stuff like that. Again, it doesn't look perfect like this, I have to say. I think I do prefer the first version to this one, but it certainly does look quite good and certainly looks quite striking. And I have to say, I think this would be one of those figures which, as much as I would have loved to have seen the original, it would certainly be something which I would love to see Character Options release in future, either in its original form or something similar to this, where the base figure is actually transparent, but then they paint over the top, but the transparent parts are this sort of inverted green colour with the, you know, with the detailing of the bones and organs and stuff underneath on it. I think it would be certainly an interesting way of doing it. However, I do appreciate that doing transparent figures is not necessarily the most cost-effective way. I believe it is a bit more expensive than making figures normally, so personally I would be quite happy just to have this normal version released at some point in future. But yeah, it was a fantastic looking figure to begin with, a fantastic looking idea to begin with. The custom figure I've done here has come out very well, so doing a transparent version was certainly something which I thought was worth a go, especially as I had, you know, a transparent 10th Doctor figure spare at the time. Out of the two, I think I do prefer the original version, but as I said, you know, it was an interesting experiment. Sometimes these experiments don't always work, but sometimes you do come out with something that's a little bit different and interesting, which is what we've had here today. And that's pretty much it. All there is to show on this one. You know, it's a fairly simple custom. It's certainly an interesting one to do if anybody's interested in doing it themselves. It was a lot of fun to do, and you can have a lot of fun with sort of, you know, the transparency and making the figure half transparent. It's as I said, an interesting experiment. But that brings to a close another custom figure showcase, the 10th Doctors. As always, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Like, favorite, subscribe, share, it helps me out a lot. Be sure to look up the description below for a link to my Patreon. I'm doing my very first figure animation and you can get involved. There's exclusive content and rewards for those who do so, and funding my Patreon in any way gets your name at the end of my videos. I salute you all, and I will see you with another video very soon.